Monday to Friday.
What's wrong?
Every day is a holiday.
Why do you always dance this particular song after every episode? It's alarming.
It's to eliminate my mom guilt.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the country you're listening to us. This is
Part of the world.
Oh, true. That's it.
Okay, sorry, depending on what part of the world you're listening to us from, welcome to the Diaspora Divas. Today we are here with Ogo, Omari, and Joy, and together we're the Diaspora Divas. So yes, welcome.
AKA
Sorry.
Lady OJ.
Sorry.
Oma Wanda.
AKA.
And Mama J.
Yes. So today we're talking about mom guilt. So yes, ladies, who wants to start? Because I know all of you must have experienced mom guilt at one point in time. Yes.
First of all, according to Google, if you have watched our Omogo in the Diaspora Part 2, you know that we're Google mothers. According to Google says mom guilt or mommy guilt is the name given to feelings of guilt women experience in relation to their kids. New mothers are particularly susceptible. That word I struggle with it, but it slid off my tongue today. Yeah, so that's good.
That's when you needed it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it again because
you might just get it wrong this time.
I feel biased on the second time around. To mom guilt, they constantly worry about making mistakes and try to get everything right. Mom guilt comes from an unrealistic idea of being a perfect mom. One thing that we can agree on is
definitely have experience.
All three of us here right now have experienced or even are currently experiencing mom guilt.
Yes, I tell you.
I think for me, I had a recent one. I was talking to someone. I said, my second daughter turns 3 next week. And then this is me thinking back, I haven't done anything for her. So I'm already feeling bad.
I was in that conversation when I'm reminding you of
like, I haven't done this. And the person was like, well, you did something in church. I said, no, but it's not as the one I did for the first one. I'm already feeling that. And, the birthday is just, around the corner. And I'm just here thinking, oh my God, I don't have plans. But I'm looking at her every other day and I'm already feeling bad that I'm not doing anything for her. So it's really hard not to. You see, this whole mom's guilt thing is unavoidable.
I was on the phone the other day with my daughters, and one of them saw me eating a wrap. Here's a wrap, so but back home we call it shawarma. And my daughter told me, "You are eating shawarma. How about me? I'm not eating shawarma." I'm like, "How is this game?" So sometimes
you won't know how to pass the shawarma through the phone and say, "Please take and eat, my dear."
Well, I'm like, but I bought you shawarma. She said, "Mom, it's not the same. It's not the same." I'm like, okay.
Sorry.
What do you? Yeah, exactly. What would you like? Would you like pizza? The mom guilty me started offering things. Like,
offering everything.
Yes. What would you like to eat? Pizza, mommy. Pizza is just fine. That makes us like on the same level playground. I'm like, okay, please, I have to send money. Please go and buy them pizza.
I think mom guilt started. Like I started experiencing mom guilt after I had to go back to work. When I had my first daughter, in Nigeria they'll give you 3 months leave. Maternity leave is just 3 months. So after I went back to work, even though for the next 3 months I should be working half day, closing by 2 p.m. and going back home, but just the whole process of waking up in the morning and she's still sleeping and I'm getting ready to get out of the house, the thing it just drew
especially her maybe not seeing you before
so when she wakes up she won't even have an idea she wasn't up to 6 months old.
Still so like what they call it here, and I think a lot of mothers suffer it. The first time you drop your little one in childcare, they call it separation anxiety. I'm telling you that no matter how hardcore you are, like you can't
even be hardcore.
You can't. It's heartbreaking.
Hardcore.
it's heartbreaking. Like you do that, you're like, how old is he again? How old is she again? Oh my God, is it worth it?
Yeah.
What you're going for, is it worth it?
It might not even be childcare.
Yes.
So just leaving your child at home, or just leaving your child to go wherever.
Especially in someone's care that's not you.
Not, you know,
exactly.
why I even said childcare was, I remember my colleague when I was at work, the first day she dropped her child in childcare, she did nothing. She cried literally all through. You know, that example sticks with me all the time. She was crying. You know, my manager had to tell her to go home.
Wow.
Like she was useless. Like at work.
Yeah, you're not doing anything.
She couldn't. She's just there. Every minute she was looking at the app.
Okay.
It's like.
But then why do we have this? Because it's not like these kids, when we drop them off, it's not like they're not in good hands.
But we somehow feel, I think it's a psychological thing. We somehow feel like no one is going to look after my child the way I would.
Yes, you're right. I think so. Yes.
So even if the child is with my husband, the child is not with me. Yeah, it's not with me.
But then we also suffer mom's guilt if we have more than one child. We also suffer mom's guilt on how you're treating one child over the other. Just like my sister mentioned that and said that she threw a party for like Vola's first birthday party was huge. We're sending like souvenirs from Nigeria.
Yeah.
But then it's time for Already to do her first birthday and maybe COVID happened this year.
No, Mom still did souvenir for us.
Yeah, but I personally think another stage where mom's guilt really hits hard is when you have a second child. New moms were obsessed.
I know, right?
See, she doesn't need that. He doesn't need that. You get the whole world.
Yeah.
When you had the second child, like, I beg you. When I got for that one, you didn't use it. But then at that point we don't do it. Then 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, we start looking at memories. Oh my God, she didn't have this. She didn't have that.
Actually, there's stock this thing now. One clear example that came to my mind. So when Adora started talking and I started teaching her how to read and all of that, I was so full on with her. And somehow I just didn't have that time to take in. So even till now, I still feel like, I should have done more. I could have.
After how many years?
He's fine. He's reading. He's writing. He's okay. But I just still feel I should have. I could have. I would have.
You've been feeling like he did it without me. Like, what am I missing in the process?
Like if I even did it, he might be better than it, which is not true.
I know.
Logically, I know that it's not true. It will still be the person he is today. But the fact that I didn't play a huge role in it, I grapple with that in my head.
But you see, that is even good. But imagine where a child is struggling in one area and you live with that guilt until that child picks up.
Yeah.
Every day you look at it, you go back and cry. You're blaming yourself.
That if I had,
what was I chasing? Was I chasing?
Yes.
That, you know, so it just really sets in.
I think firstborn children always get the best of us because, you know, that's our, oh my God, I'm a mother, you know. Starts to make sure.
Now then they take their work.
Exactly. I have more. I was going through my Google photos back up. I have more photos of my first daughter. I don't have more photos of my second daughter. And to date, it really hurts me. Like I
what was I doing in that time?
Yes. But for Muna, every first speech, every first walk, I had everything. But for the second one, I don't have. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. I think
did I pay attention to her?
I think we also got busy. I think for me it was 2 months ago, and I was looking at my gallery when Google will give you memories of all your children, and I don't see the one with my last baby. Oh. So that day I started being intentional. It's like his individual photo is there, but the one with myself and him was missing. So it was that day that even if it was on Sundays after church, I want to go and take a selfie. But I've still missed out some months. I have it with just him, but I've missed out some months taking a picture with him. You have two toddlers. What do you expect?
Every second I'll take pictures with my first.
It's crazy because it eats away at you. It eats into like you can't take a decision without considering how is this person going to feel, how is this one going to feel. Sometimes when Adora will say, "Oh, mommy, you always listen to Ekene." In my head, I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't.
You know, you wouldn't know because you're the mother. They are on the receiving end. So
when she mentioned it, the time I had to sit her down and I click. Tell me more. Like, why do you think that way?
Interesting. Yeah.
Tell me, because you don't want to ever be seen as you're always siding with this person.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, sometimes kids just make this statement,
of course,
because they know it will pinch you.
I know. But either way, also unknowingly, you don't even also know when you are doing it.
Yeah.
Because no matter how we try, we can't even perfect these things.
Like, given the situation, okay, if you say your first child is like 3-4 years older than the second one, if they're dragging for something, you will just be like, you that is older, leave it.
So we were driving the other day and something happened. As I went stepped out and I came in and I saw her cautioning her 2 children, and it's like, Ivy's reporting that Muna is pinching her, you understand? And then she's saying, Muna, don't pinch your sister. Muna, don't pinch your sister. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So in my head, after the conversation, I was telling her, but then because you're saying, Muna, don't pinch her, Ivy will be looking at it and say, hey, I'll be looking for trouble after her mommy say, don't pinch me.
Yeah.
And then Muna is feeling that, because she now said to Muna, if she does anything to you, tell the help in the house. I'm like, I'll say to her, sometimes retaliation, if you don't retaliate at that point in time, how am I passing the message? Because once you go and report, you're more like, I'm sorry, Ivy, don't do that again. Ivy had the last laugh. You know that feeling. But I just feel like the younger ones also make you feel, oh, don't do that. Don't you know she's your younger sister? Don't you know she's your younger brother? And then the older ones are feeling left out. Like someone said to me recently, it's like, why are you always why are you always telling me to do things for her? Why are you always saying this? She's not looking at it that she's big sister. She's looking at it that you're stressing her.
Yeah. I don't know if you had this experience, but when you breastfeed your children and sometimes you need to express and let someone else do it.
Yes.
Do you feel like you're being deprived of something with your child?
Oh.
The whole breastfeeding is the bonding.
Yeah.
I think that's really the only time you have one-on-one time with these children. So when you are missing it out, you're feeling like your connection time is somebody else. They've tampered with your connection.
But logically, you know that you actually need that time to do something.
Yeah. Especially when you've had the first one, you know how it's like they cry, you run. The second one cries, you're like, I bet you go do alright. In my husband's terminology, if you don't cry, you don't go come up for hospital. It's
I think mom guilt is just you experience it. You sometimes you don't even know that you're experiencing it, but in the most subtle way. I'll use you as another example. My sister bought a formula for $29.
No, I was getting there.
And my sister was feeling guilty. She said the first one, her milk was $45. The second one too, but like, how would she can be buying 29 and go to the shop to change it? Like, are you serious? What kind of mom guilt is that one? The boy loves the milk. That's the most important thing.
No.
It is what is good. See?
Reflex.
I will tell you what to love.
You should love the one of $45.
Every time I look, I was looking at that book, I'm like, what is this? Like, it doesn't feel right by me, and I'm still saying it doesn't feel right.
No, it's the milk that the baby likes. Whatever the baby is comfortable with.
No, but why did I go to the shop already to buy the milk?
Why did you just pick the $45 one?
You will experience mom guilt in the weirdest forms, in the weirdest.
That one I can't relate because I started off very cheap.
So you see, imagine you don't. Sometimes I go back to my room and I think that life is in stages.
Yes.
Responsibilities were less with one child. With
it was
two.
easy to do, even if it was $100 meal.
Yes. And then the third child comes. I have two that I'm looking out for.
Imagine if those two are still on formula.
Imagine, look at the cost of living. Everything is on the high side. Whether you are paying rent or you are paying mortgage,
it doesn't care about your bills.
It doesn't care. So you have to make some decisions to cut down on some things, and I'm sorry, some children would have to be affected.
My sister got $29, $29,000 somewhere. So it is still very okay. It is still very, very okay. That's some people's salary till today.
No.
I think to a large extent, I can't not help but struggle with mom guilt, especially as a working mom.
Yeah.
As a working mom, because in my head I feel, oh, look at all these wonderful things I would have done with my kids.
Yes.
You know, look at all these wonderful ways I would have brought them up. But I just don't have the time.
But you know, when you not have the time, and you now say, oh, I wish I was working. These are the wonderful things I would have got for the kids.
Exactly.
It works both ways.
It's just
it's unending.
It's a catch-22.
Yeah.
Either way, you're down.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. But anyways, how do you think that we can like manage this? Because imagine someone who is, if you're triggered, maybe skip another 15 seconds. Imagine someone who is dealing with anxiety, depression, or some mental health issues, and then you toss this into it. How do you manage it?
Well, I think with mental overload, it just worsens everything, because you're thinking, are you doing the best for the kids? You're thinking, but you're also not, you're forgetting that you yourself are a human being. And for you to give, you have to be okay. If you want to give to your child, you have to be mentally capable, first of all. So it's okay. You're doing the best that you can, actually, as a mother. As long as the kids are fine and breathing well and they're not in the hospital, you're doing okay. We'll just have to leave it by and take it one step at a time. But we should not forget ourselves as mothers, because you can't give what you don't have.
Very true.
Yes, so I think that as mothers, mom guilt will always be there. But how we manage it is what is more important. Between the siblings, between ourselves and our partners, and whatever way or forms of mom guilt that we experience.
One thing that comes to mind is prayer helps. Prayer really helps a great deal, especially in this part of the world where sometimes it can be very isolating. Imagine if for a new mom, for instance, it's very isolating sometimes, but just having that one-on-one time to God sort of helps you put things into perspective, puts things into focus, and it helps you manage. Nothing can ever take it away. It's going to live with you for the rest of your life, but at least just managing it is what we can do, just so that we can not go crazy.
And just in addition to prayer, I personally used to tell people that you can't do everything.
Yes.
No matter how organized or how you plan. Because I realized that what you need to do is also unending. If I say there's 10 things to do and I finish that 10, tomorrow there's another 10.
Yes.
So, and another thing that helped me as a person, is not like I don't get stressed, it's just that I'm very intentional about it. I am aware that these things happen and I'm intentional about avoiding it. See, there are some things you can't help. It's just like even before I had kids, I've heard of the word postpartum depression. I've heard of this. I've tried to say, okay, what causes this? I'm trying so hard not to find myself in it, because it's really hard to come out of it. So awareness, trying to identify ways on how to avoid being there, or even if you are there, you should. There are times where you feel that you see yourself there. You are intentional about, I need to get out of this. I need to. So
pick myself up.
we should understand that we can't do everything, and time and chance happens to all.
Yeah.
So certain things that happen in our life, it's not intentional. It just It's just
I also think that we should build a sense of social support and community. Yes,
very
have
important.
A strong sense of community and support. Try to ask for support where you need it. Do not be shy to ask for help when it's more important to you, because you can't do it alone, like she said. And you have to be intentional about these things. There are friends that you have built over the years. There are friends that you know that will be there for you when you call upon. So it's important that as mothers, we know that we should reach that support when it's needed.
Talking about that support, I just remembered when I had my second child. When I went into labor, my husband was at work. I think it was like around 12 a.m. or something. So I called him. He was on his way home. And then I said, we have a child. She won't be in the labor room with us. Like, what do we do? And it was one elderly lady, a family friend of ours, that came to pick her up. And then she stayed with her grandkids and she looked after her for maybe a couple of days or something. while I went to have my baby.
So, this thing you said, just also for me emphasize the power of prayer. Because when you're having kids, you don't even know when it will happen.
Yes.
So I might have planned with you that I'll bring my child in the morning if it happens.
And then tomorrow,
boom, like for my second baby, labor started at 2 a.m. Right? This is my life. I told my husband, let's get into the car, let's go. Hiya, she stayed there with deliver, right? But somehow, in the middle of my contraction, I tell you, I called Ogo, but on a good day, she's not the kind of person you call after 8 o'clock. I'm being honest with you, because she goes to bed 8:30. You've not spoken to her before then.
That was in the good days.
And you know that I don't know what directed me to make that phone call to her, because I think if it wasn't her, I didn't have another person in the area that would be calling. But I don't know. You see that direction, because we're praying that God takes charge.
Yes.
And I don't know why I just called. And do you know that it didn't ring 2 times? She picked up. And I mean, I'm having question. I'm asking her what she's doing now. It just happened that day she was watching a movie. And boom, in 10 minutes, they were there to pick Vona. But otherwise, so God makes a way. So we shouldn't the emphasis of yes. Well, it was funny because every day I kept asking like, Coco.
She was awake and she picked it up.
I know, we just kept talking like we just watched a movie that day.
You watching the movie at home?
Yeah.
But now she's a night crawler. It's strange when I see messages at 11 p.m. What's going on here?
Since having Amara, my entire clock has just been turned upside down. I've not been able to go back to my regular routine. I should. I'll work towards it.
Especially as mothers, you should have a good sleep routine.
I don't know how easy after 3 children and they're still
Don't worry, our sleep will come back to normal someday.
One thing,
not today though.
One important thing too is self-care.
Oh, preach, sister.
Queen of self-care.
Prioritizing self-care. Oh, talking about self-care. Yesterday, I went to Adora and I, my first child. We both went to this Moroccan hammam place.
Oh, wow.
And it was wonderful because in my head I'm like, oh, my girl is growing up.
Yes,
like I can do this kind of things in her.
Yes.
And it was quite an experience because that's things that I'll typically do with a friend.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow, my daughter is getting to this age where, we can do this type of thing.
And I think that will help you eliminate some form of mom guilt if you're going to do self-care for yourself.
It was a bit bittersweet.
Yeah.
Because why are you growing up so fast? But it doesn't eliminate mom guilt because my boy was at home. I was already thinking, I'll spend time with her.
How is it feeling?
What do I need to do to spend time with him?
I'm going to adopt that with my girl. I have a friend, her name is Chinelo, okay guys, she has a YouTube channel. And she was saying that she adopted something. So she has a date with a child. She has a routine for it. So she takes each sibling on a date. Just
one on one time.
It's really nice. The videos that she makes out of it they are wonderful.
I just learned that from someone here.
Yeah.
She's in Sydney here.
Oh.
So what caught my attention is like, where's your second child?
Yeah.
Like I saw her on a date and she said to me, no, he has his own date.
Oh wow!
So she's adopted it, and I'm like, she's
yeah.
like, this is the only time she gets to have that one-on-one chat conversation. She wants that friendship with her child.
It's really good because sometimes it's as if one child just sort of overshadows.
You can't help it,
One child just sort of like in the house, like even if you're having conversations, it's just one that is constantly speaking up for everybody. So being able to have that one-on-one time, I didn't even really consider it. I don't know. I just felt.
I also
just came to you.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking what I would do with my boy now.
We should also encourage it for partners too as well. We should also have that same time. I wonder if there's anything like father's guilt.
No. I think fathers should be like, mom's got this.
Yeah.
Mom's got this.
Maybe father's guilt would be more tilted towards providing, so that mom has everything she needs for him not to feel guilty.
So I think maybe we should say husband guilt.
Yeah. I don't think those little little things that we experience, like dropping
No.
our child at daycare. We're like, come home, let's go drop the child. You will fine, let's go.
They're looking at it from
Right.
another level.
Yeah.
While we're looking at it from
Yeah.
for that level. So maybe theirs would be, mom needs to be okay to manage this. You know. So I think, they worry about
It would
other
be a
things.
very different, just to show that mom guilt is something that is unending.
Yeah.
It might be a bit on a sad note. When in my mom's final weeks, she asked me one time, because she used to come in and out of consciousness and lucidity. So she did ask me, like, is there something I could have done different as your mom? My heart broke. I'm like, in this situation, you are still thinking of me.
If you did everything you needed to do,
And I just thought that there is nothing different you could have done. You've done it all. I'm here. You've done everything that you could possibly do.
Almost bringing tears to my eyes. I refuse to cry, guys.
Hard get.
Yes.
So in summary, mom guilt never goes away.
Oh my God.
It's just something that we
I
learn
think as
to.
mothers, we are the most selfless human beings in the world.
Yeah.
Sorry, fathers, no offense to you. You guys try, but as mothers,
But they're not rich.
because the guys sacrifice the way they sacrifice it. It's hard.
Well, wait, first.
But we did do
For someone that sacrificed her entire existence,
yes.
because pregnancy, childbirth,
It's not
it's your
easy.
you sacrifice your everything.
Changes you forever.
Have you heard of women that lose their teeth in pregnancy?
I tell you.
Have you heard of women that get postpartum psychosis?
I know.
Diabetes,
Diabetes,
blood pressure,
everything.
Memory loss.
Memory.
money pouch. It never goes away.
You check the pillow, like.
And now they use pillow height, so no, that don't look big.
In
Don't
village
look
said
at me.
mommy pouch.
Yes,
And she don't carry the pillow.
that was hard, but because the thing don't bring go. What's the happen? How many years after the mommy pouch is still here?
Exercise, change your diet.
There are things to do, but sometimes we blame it on the time.
Yes.
If you go and do it, you say you're doing exercise, they're there sitting there.
Well,
Alright.
we'll keep this one a short and sweet episode.
Yeah.
We would like to, if you want to share your experiences, please leave a comment. And you can subscribe to this channel for free.
It's right there.
You can leave a like for free.
It's there.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
It's free.
Everything is free in August words.
It's free.
Yeah.
Free time.
$3.99.
And please share if you find it interesting as well.
Yeah, it helps us increase our reach.
Yeah.
Share your stories, your mom guilt. That's quite interesting.
Share your experience with dealing with mom guilt. If it's something that you've even been able to overcome, share how you were able to overcome all of that. And thank you very much for joining us on today's episode. It was a very short and sweet one. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And until next time, bye.
Monday to Friday.
What's wrong?
Every day is a holiday.
Why do you always have this particular song after every episode? It's alarming.
It's to eliminate my mom guilt.